time to get this bumper dealt with. Not too bad of a looking bumper from this side. Have a look-see from the end. Not so good. I could go out and buy a new clip for my ground. Why do that when you got plenty of pair of vice grips? Ain't nothing like a plasma torch. My camera kind of wigged out there. Evidently it doesn't care much for liquid plasma. Came back out of it, so hopefully she's alright, but I was right at the point where I was ready to drop the bumper, so here goes nothing. Oh, there we go. Don't worry about it. She'd be fine for another few years. Also, you get to see my brand new Honda Civic exhaust work. Extra resonator shouldn't hurt, I don't think. I finally got all my metal. There's a piece of it right there. Corresponding piece right here. That's a 3x2. Good stuff. There's a 4x4. That's the leftovers from the rest of the bumper piece, which is over on the outside of the room. Some 1" by 1" tubing to finish up the rest of the frame and the doors I have to build. And a little bit of angle iron for my ramp. Alright, so let's take a look and see what we got here. So this was just hanging off the bottom of this C channel, which you can see over here isn't exactly much. So I decided I wanted to strengthen it up, but I didn't want to have to work too hard to do so. And I want to be able to tow with this thing, probably a 3,000-pound trailer, not much more than that. So this and that bumper and some gussets are going to make it great. Alright, I moved my rail back a little bit. That's the new metal. And that's the original frame right there. So this channel fits into it just perfectly except for that end. So I'm going to cut that corresponding on the other side and get these two rails welded in. And through the power of video editing, we have a bumper. Camera's kind of tweaking lately after that whole plasma incident, so I guess I'm not going to be welding on camera. At least with this camera anymore. So this is why you're seeing the bumper welded on. This is a receiver style hitch, bumper style hitch. It's supposed to go on the bottom. If I put it on the bottom, it's going to lose like, 4 and some change inches, so it'd be like 16 inches above the ground. Yeah, I've been hemming and hawing back and forth about where to put this. I think I'm going to put it on the top and just use some extension chains, like the chains that just stay here. Alright, so I got to put this ramp holder in. Problem is, there's not enough clearance to that exhaust pipe or those suspension components to be able to put the full length of the ramp in. So I have to cut about 1 foot off of the ramp, which is going to be utterly awful because it is extremely thick aluminum, which doesn't cut very well with those abrasive cutoff discs. This area right here has to be ramp hardware, which means there's no possible way that baby can go on the bottom, which is pretty much what I didn't want to do anyway, so I'm letting the project decide to put it on the top. Now, what I'm going to do, got a couple of rails cut here. I'm going to use this piece of angle iron on the end, up on the top, something like this. And what that's going to do is catch the end of the ramp and will allow it not to go up and down, so it shouldn't be able to bounce out of its channel. I will weld a couple of bolt heads to these pieces underneath, and that will allow me a place to carry my spare tire. This is how short I've got to cut my ramp. Still going to have about 6 feet Got this nice little arrangement here. These are going to ride down in these rails. This is obviously upside down at the moment, but I need to notch those out so that they'll fit around that baby. Brilliant. Got it on its side so you can see how it's going to fit. Again, it's going to ride underneath this baby right here. Hey, yeah, dual lifestyle. Triple lifestyle. Anyway, this is going to ride under here. That's going to hold that end of it when it's transporting or being transported. And this is where I'm going to have to cut the ramp to make this work. The ramp does have a little bow to it in the wrong direction, which I'm not pleased about, but I can set this end of it down a little bit and notch the back end and life will be good. Not much left of that disc. Still some use there, but I need to make a deep cut, so I hope he's getting a little toasty. If you want it bad enough, you can get it. Alright. Give this baby a trial. Haven't tried this yet, so she might not work. Well, great. One of my tacks haven't given up. Take two. It's too good. It's a thing of beauty. Alright, YouTube. The big reveal. I left the colors contrasting for the moment so you can see what the work I did actually looks like. Obviously these big heavy gussets in there are to benefit the hitch. These are the rails for the ramp. Those studs right there sticking out are for the rear tire dually spare, and that's for the front tire dually spare, which have different bolt patterns, which means I have to use two different spares. And since this vehicle is going to be driven a lot at 3 in the morning, I don't want to have to call AAA every time I need something. And I'm certainly not going home with a flat tire. Forgot to tell you, I know there's some people out there that are going to say, man, that guy's been painting in his garage. He's blown through 3-4 cans of spray paint. No ventilation. That's open by like 2.5 inches. Not to mention the fact that I wear a respirator the whole time. I was over at the local discount store today, found some pretty sweet looking it's that sort of sandpaper tape, grip tape as it were. It's going to work great right here on the bumper. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is go over the edge a little bit, just so that I know when I do get my ramp put on here, I'm going to have something to bite onto. Okay. Oh, a little too long. Can't do it. Gotta have a little pride in what you do. And just like that, non-slip surface on the back of my bumper, so when I'm cleaning my roof of snow in the winter or whatever, I'm not going to fall off my bumper. Neato! It's the little things, right?